Hi everyone, thanks for coming over. Today we are going to talk about Mapillary's traffic sign extraction capabilities, and also we will share our analysis how Mapillary can help improving OSM in terms of traffic sign coverage. And I'm Turksever, I'm project manager at Meta. I'm long-time OSM contributor as well, and today I'm joined with Yunzhi, which we collaborated for this project together.
Hi everyone, I'm Yunzhi. I'm a quality analyst from Meta, supporting the metrics, quality, and project planning.
Thanks, Yunzhi. Yeah, this is pretty much our agenda for today. And before starting to introduction, you may be wondering, like, what's the involvement of Meta to OpenStreetMap as well as maps at all? So I just want to give a quick overview of maps at Meta. So Meta uses open data to build maps and works with communities and building tools to improving OpenStreetMap and improving maps for everyone. So we are maintaining two main products, which are Mapillary and Rapid. So Mapillary is a street-level imagery platform, automates and scales map data generation, and Rapid is a tool for improving OSM quicker and then smarter, which extract road networks and buildings from the satellite imagery. And we are also supporting Overture Maps. Meta is a funding organization, Overture Maps, which is the curated version of OpenStreetMap, where there are like other data sources on the OpenStreetMap data. So Meta loves OpenStreetMap. So we have Mapillary, which extracts, and then those extracted map features are available to OSM. We have different editors, iEditors, Rapid, and JOSM. And Rapid also is a tool where you can also verify ML detected, computer vision detected roads, and then validate if they are really roads. So basically those tools are allowing improving OSM. Then eventually this data goes to Overture as well. Yeah, still we are getting there. Why Meta use maps? So Meta has a product which has 42 surfaces where our end users can interact with the maps. And those are some examples of where Meta use maps on the products. And we have Facebook pages where you can see a map here, and then if you click this map, you will see Meta's base map. As well as if you go to Instagram Discovery, you will see story maps where you can share the shared stories over the map. Then also we have Marketplace as a surface where you can create a buffer around your area of interest you want to purchase stuff. Cool, today we are going to talk about Mapillary specifically and Mapillary's traffic sign extraction capabilities, and then how we can improve OSM data with Mapillary's traffic sign extraction. Mapillary is a street-level imagery platform, scales and automates mapping. I will go into more details how it works. At the moment, we have around 2 billion images. Earlier this week, we had a presentation from Pat 2 billion images. So we are about to hit 2 billion milestone, which is incredible. Those images were fully crowdsourced and came from our community as well as our partners. I'm just curious, like, do we have anyone at least contribute one sequence or one images to Mapillary? Awesome. Do we have anyone who contribute at least 2,000 images? Get a t-shirt? I think you were the first. More than 2,000? All right, this is a little gift from us. Thank you. 5,000? More than 5,000?
They said, I think that's awesome.
I mean, I don't need proof. You also 5,000?
I think you.
Okay, I trust you guys. Thank you so much. Thanks for too. So basically, all those images came from the community as well as our partners, which are organizations, governmental organizations. Thanks for contributing. And eventually, this data helps also improving OSM. All right, let's get into how Mapillary automates and scales mapping. Earlier, in the map data collection, And still, we are using total stations, GPS, and then LiDAR for collecting data. But you don't really necessarily need high accurate data for each use cases. So Mapillary does map data generation based on your purpose with the computer vision and ML. So in this talk, we are going to talk about what is the accuracy of like Mapillary generated map data, and then how this can be suitable for improving OSM. So we have contributor networks which uploads imagery to Mapillary. Then when the images hit our database, we are running like object detection and then 3D reconstruction. And then we are basically identifying each object location on the 3D reconstruction model. Cool. How to Mapillary? So basically you can use any camera to contribute Mapillary. You can use your smartphone. We have app for iOS and Android, and you can use external cameras like this, 360 camera, which is pretty straightforward, and then we have a good workflow for capturing and uploading it. Then also we have a dash cam, where you can put this in front of your car and then you can capture while you're traveling. So if you have a car and then you're constantly driving, please let me know, we can chat more about dash cams. And then you can also use professional rig for contributing Mapillary. So we have partners and NGS companies who are using professional rigs like Ladybug, Trimble, etc., and they're uploading to Mapillary. Cool. And then there is also a relation between resolution of imagery, the high quality of like telemetry, and then map data extraction we are going to address later as well. So when the imagery came to our platform, there are like different ways to upload image to Mapillary. So the first icon represents like Mapillary's desktop uploader, which is quite an easy tool that you can drag and drop all the images or videos. So recently we started to support CAM format uploading, which is the most compatible format for Street View, introduced by Google. And then we have Mapillary tools, which is a Python library, which basically parse images from the videos, or you can do like some custom workflow, or you can even like automatize your Raspberry Pi and upload your images directly. Then the simplest way, if you capture with Mapillary app, you can just, with a single tap, you can upload the imagery. Then Mapillary does the magic, and then map data will be available to you. Cool. And then I just mentioned that we are reconstructing the 3D model from the images. So in this example, you are seeing like very dense capture street level imagery in grass. And this model was supported also with drone imagery with the low height. And then all reconstructed images are helping to build this redefined model. So this is purely generated from street level imagery. And then objects were extracted and then positioned in the 3D model. And then, yeah, this data is available for everyone who is either contributing or not contributing, and then also available on OSM surfaces. And which surfaces we will see very soon. All right, we extract like 42 street assets globally, and then more than 1,500 traffic sign classes. And some of the example map features: fire hydrants, street lights, utility poles, traffic lights, crosswalks, and those are like some of the street furniture examples. Apart from that, we extract traffic signs as well, and today we are going to talk about its quality. Cool. And then you see the OSM editors. When Mapillary process those images and then extract map data, if you go to basically like Mapillary layer, you can enable like Mapillary imagery. You have also option to filter images. Either you want to filter like 360 or flat images, then you can also filter any kind of map features or traffic signs. So we have also JOSM plugin where you can see Mapillary generated map features. Straightforward to extract this data from the Mapillary web app. So we have a web interface. So this is the coverage in Pristina, and if you select all traffic signs and all points, and then Mapillary loads all of those signs, and then with literally with 2 clicks, you can extract all map data, and then you can use for any purposes, for analysis or improving OSM. You can map like traffic signs, crosswalks, etc. All right. So that was Mapillary overview and how you can capture Mapillary or capture to Mapillary and upload the Mapillary, and how you can really utilize map data from the Mapillary. All right. So we are going to have a review of traffic sign in the scope of stop sign in this presentation. You may be wondering, like, why to map traffic signs? That might be not your favorite thing, but every day we are using navigation apps which are supporting our navigation experiences. Traffic signs are the fundamental of having a smoother navigation and having a better estimated time of arrival for your journey. Especially traffic signs are quite important for like pedestrian navigation and pedestrian safety. Where we are trying to do experiments to improve like pedestrian routing and then navigation. Also, in this work, we did a benchmarking of Mapillary generated map data against ground truth data. We literally survey ground truth data and compare its accuracy against ground truth data. And then we are going to also talk about what's our recall and precision rate. Yeah, we went further and then checked. So what is in the real world with the ground survey and what is on OSM, and kind of run analysis. Yunzhi is going to talk about further how much data is missing on OSM versus real world. All right, let's move into our methodology. Simply we collect ground truth data with surveying equipment, and then we use GoProMax for street level imagery collection in San Francisco area of interest. You will see map in the future next slides. And then this camera is quite affordable, like, I don't know, 350 euro, but can do really good stuff, even though it has very low cost GPS. And you can even like do further improvement with using some of the external GNSS equipment. Then we upload those imagery to Mapillary, and Mapillary process data, blur faces, license plates, and then extract map data. And then, and then we pair ground truth data with Mapillary extracted features because we want to kind of create an association between surveyed ground truth data and then Mapillary. So if there is a ground truth object here and then Mapillary thinks that this object is elsewhere, in order to measure the offset between what is in the real world and what does Mapillary generates, we need to kind of create an association between ground truth data and then Mapillary generated data. In the further stage, we run recall and precision analysis, positional accuracy, and then OSM coverage analysis, where Yunzhi is going to talk about against OSM data, and then ingest to OSM using MapRoulette. All right, I will hand over to Yunzhi for talking about QA implementation and results.
Thank you. Okay, so to implement the methodology that Sai just mentioned, we designed a workflow starting from the field work. The field work including like the ground truth data collections using the device shows here, and also the street level imagery collections. And then we process the street level imagery using the Mapillary computer vision pipelines and generate the map data, for example, traffic signs. And we then, after we collect the ground truth data and the Mapillary generated data, we start doing the pairings. well, we first ingest this data into the QA tooling that we also created in-house at Meta, and then do the pairing in the QA toolings. The pairings would give us the QA results for us to measure the accuracies of the mapillary generated data. After that, we do completions among the ground truth data, the mapillary generated data, and OSM data. And then we push the completed data to OSM. So that's the implementation workload. We chose 3 areas of interest located in US for this experiment. Belleville in Washington State, Redmond also in Washington State, and San Francisco in California. So the image on the right side here, it shows the red one shows how the mapillary generated data look like, and the blue one shows where we collect the ground truth data. This shows the Belleville, and then here's the Redmond area of interest, and this is the San Francisco area of interest. So we have done a lot of work for the data collections. The table on the left side shows our accuracies, our QA results that measuring the quality of the mapillary generated data. As you can see, the recall of the data in all 3 areas of interest are relatively high. They're all above 90%. And the positional accuracy are all within 3 meters, which align with what we expect. However, the precision is relatively low. They're all below 90%. So we did a further investigation about what caused these relatively lower precisions. And we find out the likely cause is the false detections on the temporary traffic signs. Because all these area interests we chose, there's fair amount of construction happening at the moment. So there's temporary stop signs in a lot of intersections that causing the lower precisions. The other thing is the missing ground truth data as well. We may not collect ground truth data very thoroughly during the experimentation, so that's the other cause. If you remember the workflow, the next step, like after we get the result measurements, we conflate the data and also push to OSM. But before to push the data to OSM, we always do like OSM coverage check to make sure that how many data, to find out how many data are missing on OSM and how we can improve like open data. So the result turns out the OSM coverage is pretty low in all areas of interest against either the ground truth data and the mapillary generated data. So that also proved that the mapillary generated data will help to improve OSM coverage significantly. So when we're working on data from multiple resources, conflations are always one important step. We have done conflations for our ML road, which is the road data layer that you see in Rapid. We also have done conflations in buildings, also the data layer that you could see in Rapid. We have done the footway conflations, which we also present a talk in last Phosphagy about our conflation technology on footways. But we never done point conflations. And most of the mapillary generated data, there are points, like traffic signs, traffic lights, benches, a lot of data that Saeed just showed is their point data. So that's why there are a couple more steps we need to do to finish the conflations. The first one is finding the conflation threshold, the distance threshold. So what we do is we evaluate every single match pair that we already obtained from the QA process in between the ground truth data and the mapillary generated data. Here the pink one is the OSM data and the ground truth data. The pink one here is the OSM data, and the orange one here is the ground truth data that we have. So if we evaluate the distance, which is the solid line that, if you can see in the image, it may not be very clear. So we extract the statistics based on all this distance, and we find out there's 3 candidates threshold distance that we can use. One is 8 meters, and the other one is 9 meters and 11 meters. That means any data that we should conflate the data that apart from each other's over this threshold distance. So we got 3 candidate distance among these chosen area of interest as our candidate. So the next step is taking a look at the conflation results and building the conflation pipeline. So we developed the specific conflation pipelines for the point conflations, and we use these 3 candidates to extract the conflation result, which is shown in green dots on these 3 images. Each image is a conflation result from each candidate distance. So once we got this candidate distance, as you can see, the larger distance the larger of the candidate distance, the less of the conflated result, because we conflate away more data when the threshold distance goes larger. So, but we still have 3 candidate distance here, and we want to know, we can only use one as our final result, and we want to know which one is the best, has the best accuracy. So we evaluate all the conflation results from all these 3 candidate distance, and find out that the A meters actually has the highest accuracy of conflations based on our evaluations. So at the end, we use the conflated result from the A meters distance and then add it to OSMs. By far, we added added data to over 200 intersections in all these 3 areas of interest on OSM. So concluding this experiment, it proved that Mapillary can generate map objects with more than 95 recall on average among all 3 areas of interest. And the Mapillary generated data can also be within 2.4 meters of average horizontal positional accuracy, specifically for stop signs. In fact, we applied a similar experiment on Yunzhi in pedestrian crossing, and combining all data, the average horizontal positional accuracy is even better. It's 2.16 meters. And our analysis on OSM also proved that there's a significant amount of distance of data is missing on OSM for stop sign in these experiments. Not just the 3 areas of interest, but also, in general, stop signs are not very well mapped, especially in US. So, which means the street level imagery and Mapillary generated data can play a very important role to help complete the missing traffic signs infrastructures on OpenStreetMap. So that leads to our future work. We mentioned that we have within less than 3 meters horizontal positional accuracies, which align with what we expect. But we still want to improve that accuracies because 3 meters cut for certain point features that is still not ideal. So some future works including improving these accuracies for the Mapillary generated data using the control point methods to realign the data. And right now we're only working on very limited amounts of traffic signs, and we want to expand our conflation work and our experiments to wider Mapillary generated objects. The conflation work we have done for these experiments also is local, it's not universal. So which means that we may also want to develop better conflation strategy between the Mapillary generated data and OSM data. Of course, that we welcome any support on having these open, the Mapillary generated data and open source platform such as OSM. So we are planning to work with the Rapid team to build an easier workflow to ingest the Mapillary generated data by surfacing this data to Rapids as a data layer. Thank you.